fifth time in event history, AEW presented Full Gear, the 2024 live event from Newark, New Jersey's Prudential Center, and headlined with a World Championship clash between Jon Moxley and Orange Cassidy. Elsewhere on the card, Will Ospreay for Cole Fletcher, Bobby Lashley battled Swerve Strickland, and Mercedes Moné defended her TBS title against Chris Statlander. But we started on the 0 hour with Anna Jay against Deonna Purrazzo. They took to squared circles in front of a sparse audience just moments into the 0 hour show. Still, the competitors made the most of the situation, delivering a solid matchup. Jay overcame a shoulder injury, escaped the grasp of Purrazzo's Fujiwara armbar, and rolled her out for the pinfall win. A quality match that deserved better placement on the show, given how much conversing and promo work followed. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I think it was a good way to get us started. Big win for Anna Jay, and yeah, I thought being on the pay-per-view they did well. Before Deontay Martin, Commander, Buddy Matthews and the Beast Mortos take 4 undeniably talented wrestlers, give them some time to showcase their skills, and more times than not they will deliver. Such was the case when Buddy Matthews bested the other 3 competitors in the second match of the buy-in. Matthews fed off fans' energy and downed Martin to score the victory. On a night when House of Blacks, Malachi Black and Brody King will challenge for the tag titles, this was the first big win for them, and it's a really good match too, so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And then we kind of got the highlight of the pre-show with Big Justice at ringside, and Rizzler was a special behind Taker, and Paul White was on commentary. The Costco guys, Big Brain Mary J, defeated QT Marshall, and the match had a lot of buzz coming to it, and yeah, it was a lot of fun with Marshall working incredibly hard to put over his opponent's offense and give the fans something of a celebrity showcase. AJ obviously went over with a big spear from his son, winning in front of family and friends, and they closed through in the ordeal. Yeah, I thought it was good fun. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Moving on then to the Fatal 4-Way tag match on the main card. Private Party defended the tag titles against the Acclaimed, Outrunners and Kings of the Back Throne to kick off the show. Quinn and Cassidy retained the gold in an action-packed opener that continued to highlight Floyd and Truth Magnum as the Outrunners, but over the ferocity of the HB and further the issues between Bowens and Caster that will lead to the inevitable split of the Ukraine. The crowd was not as hot for everything as you'd hope for the opening match, but they brought it by the end with a strong closing stretch, except Caster, who never had the fans behind him, and yeah, it seems like he's going heel, so it was a very interesting start for him. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. So it was a decent match, and yeah, a few interesting angles coming from it. But moving on into MJF against Roderick Strong, and MJF got the win in a match between 2 very technical wrestlers. Of course, a good match, with MJF following up his early match attack on Strong's hand with concentrated offense. Strong responded, targeting the back of his opponent and reminding the world why he's once affectionately known as the Messiah of the backbreaker. MJF earned the win with a salt of the earth armbar, tapping Strong out and adding a steel chair attack for good measure. Adam Cole and the Undisputed Kingdom made the save. Convenient enough for MJF did most of the damage, and Kyle O'Reilly aggressively confronted his former friend and tag partner to close things out and continue their blossoming story. This would have been probably a more effective opener, but we got exactly what we needed from it. Good win for MJF. Obviously it's all going to build up to the Cole match, which I presume we'll get at the next page. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty strong match and gets a 7 out of 10 from me. But moving on then to the TBS Championship match between Mercedes Moné and Chris Statlander, and they had the best match at this point in the show, with the CEO narrowly escaping a physical battle with her reign intact. The champion repeatedly and relentlessly attacked Stat's knee, working it over and keeping the injury fresh in fans' minds as it would play heavily into the match. Still, despite the injury, she showed great resilience, frustrating Moné repeatedly as she kicked out of everything the champ threw at her. Statlander hoisted Moné for a tombstone, but and alert Moné pushed it away at the knee and even lost a bit of her opponent, allowing her to send the challenger into the ropes before scoring a lethargic roll-up victory. A great showing for AEW, and this was proof of what the roster is capable of when they're given time to go out and have no frills contest. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Really good match. Hopefully we get more of that from their title reign, but yeah, probably the best of it so far. But moving on then to Switchblade Jay White against Hangman Page. Jay White improved his record against Hangman Page to 5 wins, countering an ankle lock from the former world champion into the Blade Runner for the victory. The finish came at the end of a smartly wrestled match that Page attacked White's ankle from the start and continuously work it over throughout. White takes his opponent's knee. Every wrestler was hobbling to the point deep in this contest, culminating in a surprising outcome. An enraged Page attacked White after the match and had a hard right to Christopher Daniels. The commentary team questioned what his latest loss would mean for the psyche. But yeah, really good match up to the end. I really thought they'd even it out here, but no, massive win for Jay White. That can be good for him, and yeah, also could lead to an interesting angle with Hangman as well. So I'm not massively against it. Before we got Will Ospreay against Carl Fletcher, stealing the show in what was one of the best matches of the year. Because they did exactly that. Fletcher resorbed everything Ospreay threw at him with an emotionally full grudge match to fight out of a Tiger Driver 96 attempt on the ring apron, counter and driver's mentor into steel ring sets with a tombstone. From there, the former half of Aussie Open fought for every last casket comeback and delivered a brainbuster on the ring ropes for the biggest win of his career, a career-defining victory and a performance that will launch him into the stratosphere in AEW, a phenomenal processing wrestling match that created the style of a 25-year-old future face of the company and further highlighted Ospreay's selfishness. This was brilliant. Stole the show. Gets a 9 out of 10 from me. Mina Shirakawa referred to Women's World Champion Mariah May as the love of her life at the start of Saturday's champagne celebration. By the end, she stood over the fallen body of her former friend, screaming out of pure rage at the shocking betrayal she'd endured moments later. May grabbed the champagne bottle and swung it at Shirakawa, who ducked and kicked out of her head. The champion split at her, causing her to spear May off the stage and for a table blow. And just like that, we knew the direction May's heading in as her title reign continues. A solid angle, but one could have been saved for a dynamite. Moving on into the TNT title match between Daniel Garcia and Jack Perry. Garcia paid a long, arduous journey to the first non-ROH title in AEW, defeating the Scapegoat to win the TNT title. It was an interestingly laid out match, and Perry dominated early and often, just completely outclassing Garcia for the majority. When the challenger finally fired up and mounted his comeback, the crowd woke up and got into the action, supporting the Buffalo Natives' quest for gold. After frustrating Perry with his resilience and ability to kick out of everything the champion dished out, Garcia fired up one last time, caught his opponent's leg and applied a short shuka using the torque, sat back and forced the submission for the win. It was a bit disappointing, if only because the layout early on greatly impacted audience investment. The post-match celebration was cut short as the next match came on, robbing Garcia a meaningful moment. It was still a nice moment. I'll give it 7 out of 10, but just feel it could have been better. Before we got the international title with Takeshita successfully retaining over Ricochet, winning a match that never really lived up to its potential. It was competitive and there were some quality spots along the way, but it felt longer than it needed to be and did not necessarily play to the strengths of either man. Late in the match, both men exhausted. Takeshita delivered a power driver knee and had an avalanche Falcon Arrow for the pinfall victory. Even in the middle of the road match between these two was still very strong though, thanks to the talent involved. But coming out of Full Gear, we're still anxiously awaiting a show-stealing match of the year candidate from Ricochet. But at the same time, you feel it is coming soon. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. The almighty Bobby Lashley enjoyed a successful first venture into AEW, outlasting Swerve in a statement win. Lashley dominated early, but Strickland, as he has numerous times in his run with the company, fought from underneath and took the fight to his opponent. The former world champ drove Lashley through the announce table and delivered a Swerve stomp for 2. Perhaps emboldened by his own resiliency, Lashley fended off his opponent, trapped him in the hurt lock and scored a victory by a ref stoppage. After the match, the Hurt Syndicate rolled Nana into the ring, where Lashley applied another hurt lock to the dismay of fans. But I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I thought this was really strong for Lashley, made him look great in his first AEW appearance, and I don't think Swerve will be too hard, but made Lashley look really strong, and I'm very intrigued to see what's next for him. In our main event, Jon Moxley retained the AEW World Championship, defeating Orange Cassidy in a bloody main event that was close and expected thanks to late chaos involving a conglomeration and Willow Nightingale. Cassidy started hot, rocking Mox with 3 orange punches, but the champ showed momentum and seized control of the match, beating challenger into a crimson mask and controlling the pace. Freshly squeezed, fought back late, capitalising on his friends, taking out Claudio, Pac and Shafir at ringside and looking like he might do the unthinkable, defeat Mox. One last bit of interference from Yuta though on behalf of the champ thwarted his championship dreams, and Mox retained. After the match, the Death Rider attempted to poison Cassidy with a cleaning solution before Hangman made the save. Christian Cage teased crashing in his title opportunity. White stopped that from happening, and the heels rushed on the arena, only to be nearly struck by Allen, who wrecked his car into their pickup. The heels commandeered another vehicle and escaped while the bloodied Allen vowed that things were not over in a chaotic close to the show. This was meant to be a cliffhanger ending, but all it did was take wrestlers who have already been interacting on a weekly basis and bring them together for a schmoz ending that essentially guaranteed more of the same coming out of a rather must-see angle. So yeah, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was good, but at the same time, maybe could have gone up a few gears at the same time. But it's still early days of Moxley things. We're still in the early knockings of everything that's happening. So yeah, I'm not going to criticise it too much. Still thought it was pretty strong. And overall, AEW Full Gear gets a 8 out of 10 for me. I thought, it's a really, really strong show. Brilliant main event angle. For me, Ospreay, the Fletcher stole the show. That was excellent. I thought on the whole there was no real bad point. I just thought on the whole it was pretty strong. And gets an 8 out of 10
guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on our socials. Link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.